With growing concerns over the DJI ban in the USA, and considering that many governmental projects can only be done with USA-made drones, many pilots are looking towards such platforms. And today we have with us the Inspired Flight IF800 drone, which we will review. We'll tell you a bit about how the drone looks like, what's in the box, what are the batteries like, and so on, and go over different features, including things such as how does it actually feel to fly this drone. So let's get started. And this is everything you get in the box. Now let's start from the most important thing, the stickers. So here you can see these are the really cool design Inspired Flight stickers that you get together with the drone. But okay, now jokes aside, let's get into the more important things. So of course here in front of me you can see the IF800 drone itself. When it's inside the box, then this landing gear is removable. So this is packed in the box together with the drone, but this is taken off from the drone when it is inside of the box. Together with the drone, you will get 2 lithium-ion batteries. Each of them is 17,000 milliamp hours. So they slide into the drone from the back, and they also have these indicators which show that the battery is awake. If you haven't used the batteries in a while, then you need to press the button to wake up the batteries and make sure that they are charged. Next thing we have is the remote controller. So this is the remote controller, which is based on the HearLink system, of course. In the remote controller, you get video feed coming from 2 cameras. You get it from the drone's FPV camera, as well as the main payload camera if you have it equipped. This remote controller is finished in this nice blue metallic tone, and you can see that this case is also made from metals. So it feels very premium in hands. My only personal gripe I have with it is that I would really like to see some rubber grips here, but that's something which can be easily added. In the box, you also get this lanyard for the remote controller, which you can mount on it. Along with that, you also get the battery charger. So you can see this is the battery charger, which you get in the box. And then to use it, you just plug in the power cable on one side, and then there's 2 connectors which come with the charger. So both connectors get plugged in the battery charger, as you can see here, and then each battery is connected to its own battery connector, everything is turned on, and the batteries are charged. Here you can see you also have a USB output, so from this charger you can also charge the remote controller. And you also get a cable for the remote controller. This is a micro USB cable. And if you want to see the full drone specs, they are displayed here right now on the screen, so just pause the video if you want to take a detailed look through them. And now, let's go outside and see how this drone flies. And so now I want to show you the process of folding out the arms on this drone. So you can see that here we have this spring-loaded locking mechanism. And you can see this tab, which also now is currently already on the outside. So as we take the bottom arm of the drone and put it in place, you can see that this little locking tab, it already clicks in place. But of course, you might notice this orange line that's going here, and to lock it in place, you need to move it up. But this is kind of nice design, I think, because this means that even if somebody forgets to lock that arm in place, then there's still this locking knot which automatically locks it, so to prevent any accidents up in the air. But now let's go ahead and lock it in place. It's a tight fit, but you can see that it's not really going anywhere, and you need to apply a bit of force to open it. So definitely it doesn't feel like it's going to come loose up in the air, so it feels quite nice and secure. And visually you can see very easily when one of those nuts is out of place. So that's why here this is, I think, a really good feature. And of course now the next thing is we can fold out the drone propellers. Make sure they're all nice and straight, that the motors are turning freely. And here on the front of the drone, you can see this is the FPV camera. Below that, we have the mounting for the payload. And then up here, you can see, so this is the bump for the GPS and compass. And similar to what you would see on some other drones, so here on the top of the drone, you see you have these slots for mounting various different additional things, such as maybe an external GPS antenna for one of the LiDAR payloads, maybe an additional camera, and plenty of other things. And here, looking at the back of the drone, so you can see this battery locking mechanism. Above that, there's a USB-C port, and down here, there's a button which you're using to power the drone on. Once it's powered on, you can see this button also is highlighted in this green color, and of course you see the LEDs on the side of the drone. After you turn it on, the ESCs are beeping, and then once the beeping stops, then you know that the drone is ready. And already here we can see these white LEDs are already on here at the back of the drone, and then on the front we have our red and green LED. And so you can see size-wise, this drone is quite similar to the platform you're used to. So the DJI M300, M350. It's slightly larger, and what's important is it is made in USA, which means that also this drone, it is on the Blue US list. So this drone can be used for USA governmental projects as well. What I noticed right away, what kind of stood out to me is actually the LEDs for this drone. That's something really interesting, which I think that they've done. So the front right has a green LED, front left has a red LED, and here on the back you can see that both of these arms have white LEDs. And what's I think really cool is that here on the sides you can see that both of those LEDs, they are blinking. So that's of course some design which is partially inspired from manned aviation, which I think is really cool. So some other things of the drone which are quite interesting is that firstly you can see the battery mounting system. It's already something you are quite used to. So this is very similar to what you would see on the DJI M350, M300. So the mechanism feels very, very familiar. You have your indicators to show that the battery is on. And I also like this landing gear, and especially this screw, which reminds me of what we could see years and years back on the DJI M600. And actually I kind of missed this simple design. So I actually prefer this design for the landing gear compared to what's on the M300. I think this screw mechanism works a lot better. The propellers, you can see they are made from really nice and shiny carbon fiber. Actually, they look really, really beautiful. So this is the Hearlink flight controller made by Inspired Flight. And we can see the location of the drone. And when we have any flight plan, you will also be able to see that here. Here in the corner, we have the FPV camera view. So now you can already see the FPV camera of the drone and what it's seeing. And here we have the possibility to switch between the FPV camera as well as the main camera. For the remote controller itself, so the controls are very, very familiar. And to switch the flight modes, you can do this using these A and B buttons. So now on the remote controller, the A button puts the drone into loiter mode, and the B button puts the drone into position hold mode. If you want to have the drone return back home, then you have this home button here, which you can press for that. There's additional C and D buttons, which you can configure for any custom actions. And so now let's put our drone into loiter mode. So up here you can see that it's showing it's already ready to fly. We have 30 satellites and we have about 87–86% battery charge. So I think we are ready to go, and let's arm the drone. And to arm the drone, you just need to move this left stick down and to the right. After that, the drone is armed and we are ready to take off. So when the drone is up in the air, actually it feels really, really easy to fly. So I would describe its behavior probably that it's very similar to how an M300 or M350 behaves. Only thing is that when you, for instance, fly to one of the sides and then you release the flight control stick, it has a bit of this buffer. So this means it doesn't stop instantly, but when I release the remote controller, it still takes a couple of meters to brake. So at least now, considering this is actually my first time flying this drone, feels really, really safe, really confident. And to those of you who are used to something like M300, M350, like I mentioned earlier, this would be a platform that would be very easy to transition into. Now we can also switch into the position hold mode using the B button. And let's try flying the drone with this. One thing I noticed right away is that it does go a bit longer after I release the stick, which of course is to be expected when flying in this flight mode. I can see the altitude here on the remote controller as well. So here you can see we are currently at almost 20-meter altitude. One thing I really love here is that you have these flight indicators. So those of you who are maybe coming from some background of manned aviation, I think this is something you will really appreciate here in the remote controller screen. Another thing which I believe is quite useful is that you can actually see the whole flight timer here. So now you can see that the drone has been up in the air for almost already 5 minutes, and this is a really useful thing when you want to monitor your battery and make sure you don't stay up in the air for too long. And now I think we are ready to land, so now let's bring the drone back for landing. One thing you have to be aware of is that when landing you have to be a bit more careful, so I suggest you go down slower than you would normally, at least the first few times, when you get used to how this drone lands. And so when you're landing the drone, it's very, very simple. You just have to, of course, position the drone at the location where you want to land it, and then just manipulate with the throttle down stick. And then as the drone gets close to the ground, you go slowly, 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 and then of course land the drone. And then after it's on the ground, then you just keep the throttle stick down, same how you would do on M300, M350. So one thing I really like about this drone is that this whole process is really familiar to pilots who are used to flying DJI drones, and I think it would be a great platform to switch to. And so now let's try and make some conclusions. So personally, I think that this drone is really well built. And one of my favorite things here is that this platform will be very familiar with people who are used to flying something like the M300, M350, that it will be really easy for you to make the switch into the IF800 drone, since a lot of things will be really familiar to you. Another really good thing is that the drone is easy to transport. You don't have to deal with a very huge transport case. The transport case itself also is quite compact. The drone also flies really well. It feels really stable in the skies, and at no point when flying it I felt inconfident in the drone's ability to fly. So for anybody there considering the switch to the IF800, you have my recommendation. I think it's a really great platform to get started, especially if you maybe want to fly some governmental projects or have something that is future-proof. I only have two main gripes with this drone. One is the fact that the remote controller doesn't have any rubberized grips. That's something which can be solved quite easily. And then the next thing is the battery charger. This does feel a bit more complicated than the battery charger case on the M300, because here you have a lot more cables, you have to press buttons to have the batteries charged, but that's something which also I believe can be solved in the future. So overall, it's a really great platform and I can definitely recommend it. Let us know your comments on this drone. Let us know what you think. Maybe you have already used it, maybe you own it, or maybe you are considering buying one. So if you want to see more similar content on different drone reviews, flight planning tips, and more, make sure to subscribe to this channel, leave a like for the video, and see you in the next one. Bye!